noticed those pictures up there.
Yeah, old references. It says we're live. It's probably lying. Everything's been lying. It's all a lie.
Live 16, 17, 8. Oh, it counts up instead of till your death. I hope we're not live.
Who would want to be immortal? Me and the kid were talking about vampires. She made me get outside today.
Well, but if you do it like, oh, what's that one with
Benjamin Button?
Well, Brad Pitt's in it, but the one he
Interview with the
slept.
Vampire.
He slept for thousands of years, then he woke up.
Yeah.
Oh, Interview with the Vampire, Brad Pitt?
But from the book. I don't know.
Oh, I don't read books.
Well, in the book. I've never.
On that note, here we go. Tonight's episode of Reading Rainbow, Book Club by Kevin Hansen.
Yeah, we're good.
Forget
the interview of a vampire.
What's up? I'm Josh, JRB5, the green one. This is Kevin, K711, Tupacalyptic.
You said the green one. Oh, okay. So I thought we were talking about the Feelander Z. So I guess you're the green Feelander
The green
now.
And of course, Sontia Soul.
Hi.
The soul one.
The soul one. Soulful.
The Soulful Solo.
Sontia Solo.
Sontia Solo.
That was one of the things I did want to ask. Let's just jump into it.
Let's jump into it.
Kick the rules. We're gonna
Just say
debunk
there's
all
not
of
gonna be
them.
any questions or nothing.
Yeah.
Just come over for an interview. We're not going to ask you anything.
No. But have you ever thought about going full band? I don't think you've been on several times. I don't know if we've asked this.
I
I don't
have,
think we have.
like, I consider it, but it has to be just reclusive people like me
Yeah.
to where we get together just randomly and we don't plan. And then somehow or another we manage to maintain a band.
Yeah. I mean, that was always the hard thing when I was trying years ago, was trying to find people, that you didn't want to strangle for, after 5 minutes. And then had the same work ethics. And
Well, I find what helps is I just don't hang out with people from the bands usually either.
well, with the last band, they all were drinking buddies and playing video games all the time. And
that kills every band.
I don't play video games, or I don't.
That
wasn't
kills
drinking at the time.
I was in a 2-piece band called Better Days when I first started playing with my friend Josh, not you. But my other friend Josh.
You have more than one friend that's named Josh? I can't handle
No,
this.
you were in a coma for 10 years. So now you're the new Josh.
Oh my god!
Of course, you don't remember. You were in a coma.
But yeah, we just get rehearsals. My oldest son was 5 at the time, so it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
The kids are getting older now. Do any of them play?
Do any of my kids play? No, they hate music. They hate music with such a passion. They're like, turn off the music.
Oh wow! Like, oh my
God! Get off my lawn!
No,
get a haircut.
They're more interested in like the keyboard and I'll hear them singing and whatnot. But I feel like because I'm constantly playing music at the house, they just don't want to do any of it. They don't want to be. They just want it to go away.
Go away. Yeah.
And it's like people see me in public. They're like, oh my God. And I'm like, but I'm famous. There was one time my middle child, we went to go see Dusty Grant.
Yeah.
And like we got up to the table. Dusty came out. My child has no idea who Dusty Grant is at this point. He just saw his pictures everywhere. And then we saw one song, and then Dusty came up, and I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Oh my God, it's Dusty Grant! You know Dusty Grant?" I'm like, "I'm famous too."
Well, he's taller in person. Maybe that's what it is.
Dusty's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and he's worked hard to get where he's at now.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Any type of anything that you
and
do
his
that's going to be
family
worth it.
sacrificed for it somewhat. I mean, I don't know the family dynamics, but I know he has 2 kids and a wife.
Yeah, maintaining it all.
It's hard.
Constant battle.
It's
constant
hard.
battle. Oh yeah. I was gonna say hi to Joshua Ricks. What's going on?
What's up, Joshua?
Was that the Josh you were talking about?
Yeah.
It's you. No, I'm kidding. No,
He don't read
not.
books either. I've known people who listen to books, but I'm like, that's not reading.
I did that once, or I tried to do it once on the trip back from, I think it was Africa, because it's like an 18-hour flight or something crazy. I put the book on, fell asleep.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Something
2 hours later, the book's over, and I was like, okay, I don't remember any of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm never doing audiobooks anymore.
I don't think it's the same.
More.
Yeah, it really isn't. It's like listening to the radio, and you listen to the radio to go to sleep. Did you guys ever listen to like the scary stories on the radio? Like they'd have the oh God, what was it called?
He listened to the what is it?
It's
Oswald, the fake.
Oh yeah,
on the radio when he was a kid.
Yeah, but it was way after, but they would replay it.
Yeah,
I think it was like KEYN or something out of Hutch.
Yeah,
or something.
It was something, and it was. I think mine was called the Dark Castle or the Dark Tower or something like that. And you'd hear a door creaking, and somebody's and then the story that I remember on there was the killer hand. There was somebody's hand that got cut off, and it was like chasing people for revenge.
Kind of like idle hands.
I remember listening to some of those. I don't remember specifically, but I always thought it was funny because you'd have the narrator, but then you'd have the actors speaking, and that's how it used to always be back in the way back machine time period thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I ever listened to is talk radio, and it's usually those darn conspiracy theorist dudes, because I had a truck that...
Oh, like Art Bell?
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't...
Not like him.
He wasn't conspiracy, apparently.
Because I remember as the Waco thing just happened, and the truck I had to always drive once a week to Oklahoma City and Tulsa, and then back with supplies. And that's all they had.
Yeah.
With AM. So I turned it to that, and this guy, it was always about the Waco, and we got proof that they fired off that fire thing into the blah 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 and started the fire to kill all these people. We got proof and all this stuff. And then of course the Area 51 and stuff like that.
Let's play musical chairs. I'm gonna start painting there, Mr. Kevin. Okay. I think you started last time. I don't remember.
Who knows? It's been like a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, do I have to move?
Yeah, I think you want to hop up in my hot seat.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Oh, the hot seat. I remember.
Yeah, not today.
Okay, you knew what I was going to ask.
Yep.
I wanted to make sure. Sometimes you got to take a break from that too.
I'm over it all.
Over it all, yeah.
For now, yeah.
Well,
need to recoup. Need to re-energize. Recharge.
I think, yeah. We just need who knows? Because without having sponsors and actual income coming in, trust me, there's times I'm like, oh no.
Well, like I said, I have spent more time. Content. I haven't painted in a month other than on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't created anything. I mean, I've done a flyer here and there, but that's not the same kind of release as doing a digital piece of artwork or even painting. Painting's better release because there's actual, you can touch and feel things, but digital's fun.
Right. That's
painting. That's what. Yeah, I was actually talking to somebody. Because I was at art show at 42 Below yesterday with Michelle and Michella. That's kind of funny. And it turned out I knew Michelle. We knew of each other, but we didn't know each other. And then Michelle I've known for a few years now. But I was talking to Michelle, and we were talking about, I do very little on digital, very little. Not like Junior here behind me. But I was talking about, because the main reason is because I like to feel it. I like the mess of it. I like especially when I do my soft pastels.
Right.
You've seen me. I'm just covered in that chalk. And I just like doing that. It's just, I like, I don't think I have a pair of jeans that doesn't have paint on.
Right. Just kind of being able to put your hands on your creation.
Right.
Definitely. I'm digital. Like...
Now I do like that Angry Beaver that he did this last week.
Oh. It's like, okay.
We're talking about a cartoon. A cartoon beaver. The type that shoot.
Okay. Well, there was a cartoon Angry Beaver, wasn't there?
Yes.
Kids cartoon named Angry Beaver.
I think
there was one.
I think I'm in the clear of any kind of any kind of.
If we keep expounding, though, we probably will get in trouble.
Well, because all our entire audience went to the other beaver.
That's where I went.
Yeah. I remember reading something. Somebody said that it was some comedians talking about that they got this thing. It's about beaver. Oh, I saw it. What it was there was these two women. They were wearing these beaver costumes and they had zippers on it, right? And they said it's unisex, right? They said it was unisex. Did you see that one?
I didn't see it. No.
Well, the zipper, goes down so you can take it off, but there's a spot here where it goes up so guys can.
Yeah.
And then she turns around and goes, "There's not a spot for us women." And so if I go to a public bathroom, I pretty much got to be completely naked to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "That's just not right. It says unisex, but we're the ones with the actual beavers." And stuff like that. And I remember seeing. That's funny how everything comes around. But no, talk about some stuff. There's the
let's not.
There's the what?
It's
I was talking about
innocent when we're talking about artwork, but now you're talking.
Yeah, they were wearing beaver costumes. Jeez, listen to what I'm saying, man. Gosh, I don't know where you're going.
How come every time I come on, we almost get canceled?
Welcome to our world.
But there's that City Blue up to the middle of next month. Or City Arts, excuse me, not where you work at.
Come visit me at City Blue, but I don't have any cool.
Actually, you guys make some cool stuff there. I've seen it, but it's usually from other artists. But City Arts up through the middle of next month, or even towards the end of next month. But I know it's through the middle of.
Got the clip on there.
Yeah.
Click over to brand.
Well, I have it on my phone too, but I'm just talking about it. It's going to be a Misfits there. Get there in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
There you
go. It's free to get in unless they started charging. I haven't seen that part because every time I've done 4 art shows there, you can walk around that place all day long and they don't care.
Okay. Sweet.
Because and if you're ever thinking that you wanted to try something in the arts, and then I'm not getting paid by City Arts to do this, but I've done it before. From jewelry making to photography to glass blowing to just regular art, any kind of paint and other sculptures and stuff like that. They always got classes there. You just got to look them up. Slight charge is usually not too bad. I did a jewelry class there once and realized I'm not a jeweler.
Okay.
Did the glass blowing one and realized I'm not a glass blower.
All right.
So,
all right.
So,
we're just going through them. We're going to find one.
Yeah, it was shortly after when I first got divorced. I took a bunch of different classes.
It was pottery the whole time.
And, well, stuff that I've already done, I didn't do. I did a lot of pottery growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the 2D, which is painting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done some sculptures and stuff like that. So I didn't mess with them. And then, of course, the photography classes, I didn't mess with them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're good if you people that say, well, I have no artistic skills at all. They got different levels, but there's always beginners classes. And if you're even remotely interested in it, even if you just do that one class and you make something. I made a cool bracelet and I gave it away to somebody. I can't remember.
And now you know.
And stuff like that. So, but now I have the skill where I kind of know, and if I feel like I want to do something again, I know how.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. And then outside of that, like I said, it's the Misfits. They got an art display there, several artists. Reason we're bringing up more.
It's not the Misfits, and they're not going to be playing there by any means, but it's Misfit themed arts.
Oh.
Not sponsored by the Misfits, but it's
okay.
Carl is a very, very heavy line work, kind of dark graphic. I mean, he's pen.
He's one of the artists that's going to be there. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason is because Carl Dahmer, not related to the infamous Dahmer, because everybody asks, but it's funny because he does artwork like that, really gory. He's really the really grindcore, really super heavy bands. They t-shirt worked, front cover work, everything like that. Anyway, he's going to have a couple of pieces there, and we'll have him on next week.
Yep, next week.
And so I recommend City Arts. They're open every day of the week. You just got to figure out which day. And
like, how late do classes run?
Those you have to look because most of them are like after school, late at night. Because I know when I went, now they might do some. I think they actually have some summer camp. Well, obviously not now because school started back up.
Yeah,
they have some summer like type stuff during the summer. And I've had other friends and people I've known show artwork there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough to get in there, Kevin.
It's just a matter of talking to the right people, and I don't care to talk to the right people most of the time.
The right people like you.
They love you, Josh.
But, and then talking about Josh, since we're talking about him, he still has some artwork at the donut hole. So get there and buy some, so he can buy food and diapers for his kid. The kids and
She's like, what?
You always hear 15. That with. I always hear that when someone says, "Yeah, she ripped me off," because they're always getting food and diapers, and I'm like, it's just the people I work with, and it's always food and diapers. Wait a second, aren't your kids 15? So, but yeah, what was she? What 11, 12, 20? 11. She's 11, going on 30. Yeah. So, but yeah, buy the art, man. You know, it's original kind of street level art, but do it.
I swapped out a few pieces. I brought Cthulhu home and put two a colored pencil kind of thing I did up there, and then one of my prints, psychedelic prints, but
psychedelic prints.
Yeah.
Prince, as in the artist?
No.
I think I saw some artwork with the psychedelic prints once when they had. Every now and again, there's just like an art show where you have different themes. I remember one of them was Robin Williams. I think that was pretty cool. But I think there was one that was Prince also. Yeah. They had a psychedelic Prince, and he had like his 3-eyed glasses. And so I have a DVR, and there was a special on Prince that was on Saturday Night Live, and he agreed to play, but the only way that he would play is if he just got to do one set. Like that was all he was going to do, one set, then he was going to go home.
I seen an interview with, maybe it was an interview. They were talking about, I think it was Chappelle, where he did the impression of Prince.
Oh, yeah.
And so Prince turned around and used his picture of him doing the impression, and he was like, what am I going to do? Sue him for using my version of him? Yeah, that's the smart shit.
That's hilarious.
I'm sure there was a deal made somewhere.
I'm sure.
But Prince was known for just showing up and hitting some of these places and just playing. A lot of people that weren't a Prince fan, I especially back when he was popular, a lot of people, especially younger people that really never saw what he could do, did not realize how phenomenal of a musician he really was.
Oh, yeah.
Because I see some, especially the younger headbangers and stuff like that. Oh, Prince can't play guitar. And so I have a friend who's huge. He's probably got everything Prince. He's even got a cutout of Prince,
Oh, okay.
And he would be playing this music. And you just hear this jamming going on. It wasn't the pop Prince stuff everybody heard. It was just something he did live somewhere. And then, oh my God, that guy's just ripping. I go, that's Prince.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, that's Prince.
Yeah. And I think he started as a backup in the band. Him and Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
We're all like backup players and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think one of the most fascinating things that I thought, because like when I play, I'm not a good guitarist. Like I'm not the best. Like I'm good, but I'm not like woo. But it works with what I do. I'm not. I'm just telling the truth. But like Jimi Hendrix was doing an interview one day, and somebody was like, "Man, you're the best guitar player ever," and he's like, "I'm not really that good." I was like, "Oh my God, did he not know?"
Well, I mean, I knew he didn't like singing. So
he didn't
sing
like
for
singing.
a long time. He didn't think he sung very well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times too, because he's one of those self-taught guitarists.
Yeah.
And so
if you can't get technical.
He was a huge Eric Clapton fan.
Mm-hmm.
And, Eric Clapton was very technical in his playing compared to what he did. So, but it's two different styles, even though it's in the rock and roll vein.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got this, because it's always like all of a sudden they're playing with their heroes and stuff like that. It's like when you share a stage with somebody that you really respect.
Right.
And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm actually on the same stage as these guys.
Yeah.
And you're like, you never feel like you're up to par with them.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. Because, talking about Jimi Hendrix, I remember he was opening a show for the Animals.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he was so good, they shut him off in the middle of his set. Which is shocking to me because of the animals were, I don't know if the Animals necessarily did it. It could have been the producer. It could have been, something else.
It's like, yeah, we're not doing this.
Right. Hey, it happens. Sometimes you follow a band that you just, they hit their A game and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to follow that?
You just go follow it.
You just do it.
You
just realize you're not the same.
Yeah.
You're just different and putting out a different vibe and you go for it.
You do the best you can with whatever you do. That's it.
Yeah, because I've seen so many. I had a big thrill just a couple of days ago. I went to 42 degrees below. That's 42. It is degrees, but I don't know if they call it that. But it's 42 below on Douglas there. Yesterday, actually, for a couple of friends of mine's art show. And I go walking in there, and there's a piece of mine hanging on, one of my pieces hanging on the wall there.
Sweet.
And it turned out last Halloween, I did a show, and the people that own the place there, they no longer own it. Now they own 42. Bought the piece, and then she goes, oh, I also got another piece. And then she brought it out, put it out, and hung it. And I'm like, she didn't have to do that necessarily. It actually needs to be reframed. That one does. But I was just kind of.
That's cool.
It's funny when you walk in, because I've had that happen before. You walk into a house and don't even know who these people are. And I looked up on the wall and I'm like,
hey,
that's one of my pieces there, or one of our pieces even. And I'm just like, wow. You get humbled because and it's a piece that you may not even necessarily like anymore, or forgot I did.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times. I go, I recognize that, because that's what happened. I go, I recognize that piece, but I thought I did it in different colors. And it turned out, no, that was the colors I did it in.
It was just a weird night.
Yeah. And well, it was one of my ink pieces on a white piece of paper. I put in a small frame. It was sold for like $10-15, something, nothing huge. Some I probably did real fast.
Right.
And I was like, wow. And but now I got 2 lunch boxes that I did.
Sweet.
Because you bought my other one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember who bought it. And I was like, it took me a while. And I was, wait a second. So yeah, I got one with a like a rat possum looking thing, and then another with rat fink on it.
Yeah. My youngest
for sale there. So I said, I'll figure what the heck. It's, I'll put a piece here and there for sale all over town. I do that all the time.
Yeah. I think the lunch boxes will go quick.
Especially there, because it's a head shop. And I'm like, you don't have to sell it as a lunch box. You can sell it as a paraphernalia box or a money box. One of my money boxes I use off and on is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lunch box I have.
Yeah, that's what I put in my.
Of course, someone's probably going to steal it one of these days as a collector's item. All my money, and all my money will be in it. I was like, hey man, we made like $1,000 some, but my lunchbox is gone now, and someone stole
it. I got this $1,000 lunchbox. Oh, I got money and guitar strings in mine. And then my youngest tried to rob me for it. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, didn't you get this for me? It's like, no, you can't have that. And you're putting food in it.
We own the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Okay, you younger generations, we own that. That came out in our generation.
Yeah.
Not yours. Just because I still done some movies. Have you seen that new?
I haven't seen the new one yet. They said it was more like the Spider-Man, like the
multiverse
Spider-Man, the multiverse Spider-Man.
It's not really.
It's not.
It is and it's not. It's okay. Yeah. I mean,
it's
definitely not one of their better animated ones or non-animated ones, but it's okay. Yeah. I may have to watch it again to get it because I watched it the other day.
I don't think I've seen one that's just really been.
I remember the first 2 that came out and they had the costumes. Those people came out in the Muppet costumes.
Yeah, those are good. That was cool.
I was hoping they'd stay that way.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. Oh, I keep tearing up this chair.
Make them try to go sleep. Demons float. Don't give them legs. Get rid of the legs.
Goats have legs.
Get rid of the legs.
Goats have legs.
Skip the legs.
Goats have legs.
Johnny. Thank you. Has Kevin been tending the comments over here?
No.
I've been looking at them, just not posting them. What, Johnny came on?
No. Johnny from Sweep the Leg.
Gas can.
I guess that wasn't Johnny. They.
Yeah.
I quit trying
No,
to
I think
pronounce.
it was John. No, I don't know. I'm like really pretending.
I think
like
it was
I
the
know
guy
who it is.
before.
Yeah.
The guy before.
Yeah, sweet.
And he was like, "Sorry, man." He felt bad. He said sorry to the Karate Kid.
But I can beat him.
And then Johnny whooped his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just rewatched all those just because
Yeah.
kind of jonesing for Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I think it's done. I mean,
I haven't seen the
Yeah, I think
last episodes or anything like that. It just got. I don't know. I think I started watching Game of Thrones finally after everybody was done with it 6 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't know. I won't say. I'll never say never, but I avoided Dexter and Breaking Bad for a very long time, almost a decade probably. And then I've watched both of them like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
The series, watched them over. It's like get done. Well, I might have missed something. I'm watching it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because time is precious. You need to watch everything. Everything you can.
Everything. Let's talk about what the next show you got coming up.
Okay. I am going to be playing as Simply Sangria on September the 21st for the poetry night. It's every third Thursday at Simply Sangria, and the artists that are there are just amazing. And I started in poetry before I became a musician, and so it's just like always returning home, always returning to the heart of my artistry, and it's going to be a good time. It's always a good time. It's always a good time. There hasn't been one time where I was like, ew, I hate being here. I'm like, yeah. It's never happened.
Good vibes. I haven't been there, I don't think that I recall.
Oh, yeah.
But,
It's pretty
unless it
awesome.
happened in a blackout or something. I don't drink, so it wouldn't have been a drinking blackout. I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just stopped drinking.
I don't not drink, but I don't drink blackout drunk.
Oh, well, yeah.
And I don't. I mean, I did. 6-pack may last me a week sometimes. But then there are times that they start going down, and it's usually when I'm in the feelers. I seen a meme this morning or the other day. It's like, I wish I was filled with tacos instead of feelings. I'm like,
sometimes you get that way. And then it's like, man, I wish I was filled with feelings.
Because I post taco stuff all the time.
Tacos are delicious.
Tacos are life.
Yeah.
Guess, Mr. Gas here. I don't know how to pronounce this, so.
But Canetti.
They wish they could poetry.
Oh, poetry is.
They're up in Canada.
Canada? What's
Canada.
up, Canada?
I don't know.
Like
I said,
Canada. No, that's the wrong song.
Do you remember?
Oh, Canada. There it is.
Remember poetry.com? I don't know if you ever got on
Yes.
there. And, you could post. I posted 2 things on there, and it was always kind of like,
A
I'm sure they
competition.
published it anyway. Even though I didn't win, but they're like using this shit, and I just didn't get paid for it. But I'm sure it's in a book somewhere. But it no longer around. But I kept, I'd go every couple of years and print off a copy. So I'm sure I've got a printed copy of it. But there was 2, Timeless Altering and Verity.
Okay.
And I'm like, I need to go start digging through my old junk drawer and get it out.
Poetry. I thought poetry.com was gonna last forever.
I know.
And then I was like, whatever, it'll be here forever. And now it's gone, I guess.
That's the way MySpace was. I lost so many great videos of my MySpace. I'm like, I had some recordings that the computer crapped out, but I was like, I'm not worried about it. I got them on MySpace.
MySpace was like, we don't exist anymore.
I mean,
You can still get on MySpace.
But I mean, all the stuff is gone. I mean,
still huge in other countries. It's just
it's still a thing.
MySpace is huge in other countries.
Yeah.
Old Coach says he's not very thankful or thoughtful enough. Not thankful. He's very thankful, I'm sure. Or creative. It's a curse. Creativity is a curse. My sister, I love my sister, but we got talking this morning after my little crybaby, everybody thought it was suicide. I'm like, no, but doing things. It wasn't suicidal, I promise. And I'm like, why do y'all motherfuckers go that way? I'm not, I'm not like over here in the zone. I'm like, I'm not on the edge.
Getting ready to set yourself on fire.
Yeah, I'm just cool. It's just a mundane kind of thing. But trying to chase the numbers, the algorithm, get the platforms build up. YouTube is what I'm really focusing on right now. And I've had, more growth in the last month or so than, over the last 2 years prior to.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work, and you never know what sticks. And I mean, I could do something one day, and the next day it's not going to be perceived the same way. And it may be a matter of I did it just a minute too late or a minute too soon. So there's so many variables.
Right.
And then you got to deal with the algorithm. So it's like,
So you're stressing yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't been able to paint. It's not like I haven't been able to paint. I'm making content because I'm trying to I want more people to watch this, watch us here. And, and so you got to build the channel to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of work. It's quite a bit of work. And it seems easy when you get people that are getting like 1 million views and they're making money and getting checks or whatnot. But literally that's like all your life. I was talking to somebody and we were talking about the effects of just social media and mental health. And that's what I've been really working on here recently in the last 4 months, which is the reason why I quit drinking. I quit smoking cigarettes because it were hurting my shit. Like I'd be sitting there with the cigarette in my hand and I'd inhale and it would hurt. And I'd be like, I'm going to finish the cigarette. Like, what the hell? Put it down, put it down. You're dying. It's like, no, I'm not dying. I need to smoke more now that I think that I'm dying.
We're all dying.
It was terrible. Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the things that social media is helpful for, is being able to get into communities and different things where you can talk to people about your mental health, and you can see that other people are going through the same things. Because that's one of the things that I try to do is just really let people know what I'm going through. Hey, it looks like I'm on top of the world, but I'm really a hot mess.
Well, I mean, I think again that matters who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, when I do it, everybody thinks I'm suicidal or being a sad boy, and I'm just like
posted the same thing, and they'd be like, "You were so strong."
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I mean, I went back and I clarified that it was just, hey, I'm just throwing in the art and podcast towel because I'm really frustrated. I'm not, running towards the razors, But it probably doesn't help. I mean, I did find out I'm an emo kid. I've recently tried to start accepting this. I mean, probably not as much, but there are some songs, and so we joke about it on the other podcast.
Darkness comes to, I can't sing it.
Anything Chemical Romance. I mean, just there we go. I mean, that's about it. And I mean, I'm sure there was I think Brand New, Poison the Well. I think they were considered emo and something kind of in that vein. But I mean, I've always loved them.
There was one, oh my God, they had this video to where you would drink some water out of a fountain and it was actually a pair of lips. That was a weird description, but that's what I remember from that. Anyways, they're emo, those people that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Look for the pair of lips.
Pair of Lips. That's my favorite emo band. It's Pair of Lips.
We joke about it on the other podcast a lot, and so I'm like, not people know, nobody that comments on my shit watches my shit, so it's like, okay, whatever. Yeah.
I get into emo moods. I'll just be, the kids hate it. They're like, what is this? What is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm sad and everything's wrong.
Yeah. Well, I turned on some Jim Morrison, The Doors, and it immediately came back to me. And I wrote 4 lines, and I think I'm going to keep, simple.
Yeah.
So, I mean, both the two I talked about before were like, a page, they kind of told a story at least. So they were longer poems, but I think the attention span of society out there, just 4 lines, that's all you get at a time.
Yeah.
Chop it up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you should come Thursday if you get a chance, because it'll help with that. Yeah. I started writing poetry again. I got asked to speak once, to do some poems, and it was just getting back into there. It's a different, every art is a different release. Yeah. And some of it is a technical release, and some of it is a cognitive release, but all of it is a different release. But poetry, it just seems like it sucks something out of your whole soul and then just throws it at people. There it is.
That was my favorite part about being in a band, was the writing process. Yeah. First band, I just played bass, didn't do any writing of the music, but I had been writing,
of course,
before because I stopped playing guitar. I was playing guitar and writing, and then we started the first band, and so I started playing bass. And so bass players don't get no love. And, I think I got one writing credit where I changed. I took a word out or something, and so I get one writing credit with the first band. At least until we changed. We changed, and I took over doing vocals. But then that's a whole different story. But second band, when I started getting to actually write, and I didn't have to play, I was just front man. That was where I really enjoyed it. Because that was the fun. I mean, it was metal, but I still wanted you to be able to know what I'm writing. I mean, I could just and not write lyrics. I mean,
lyrics are very helpful in metal.
Yeah,
because I'll be like, I don't know. I feel like they're speaking in Latin.
Yeah,
and like everybody's just singing along, and I'm like, I don't know what words you're saying.
Yeah,
the hook is like growl. Should I just growl during the hook?
Yeah,
I love metal so much. I love the metal scene so much, and it's just. Like, just write them down somewhere. Just write the lyrics down somewhere.
Like in the books.
Yeah.
Do like a karaoke thing and have
have it behind the. Yeah, there you go.
Like,
Middle band. Step up your game. Dot karaoke, following your words behind your sets.
Especially you guys that
Sunshine, rainbows. I love my mom. Sweet. I love my mom too.
Congrats on quitting smoking.
Thank you. It helps. Couldn't smoke like when the first time kickball. The first time I played adult kickball after I had stopped smoking for it had been like a 30 days or something like that. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Was that not a fist bump?
Oh no.
Oh God.
No,
Anyways,
I mean I'll take it.
It was an accidental fist bump.
Yeah.
It just happened.
I just slipped and fell into that. Oh my God.
I was like, oh yeah, kickball. Ooh.
But
it was amazing just being able to run and not get winded so fast, and just things didn't hurt. So yeah, if you can quit smoking, and random people say this all the time. I ran into people while I was thinking about quitting. They'd be like, quit smoking cigarettes just randomly, just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on that train. Just stop. It's killing you.
It doesn't
put it away.
Affect my running and stuff. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I find
you might be like 108 and still smoking.
Yeah, I'm
like,
George Burns and on this one. I think I'm just,
You're just like a raisin.
yeah. Like I said, I don't know. And I when I get working, sometimes get some, more, or I'm just like, I just opened this pack, it's gone. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
It's like, it's like I need to go the opposite way.
Yeah.
I quit for 7 years, and then I got into the band, the second band, and they were always taking smoke breaks. And so I started, just getting the black and mild, just puffing on it, not even really hailing it at first, but a week of that, and I'm like smoking a pack of them a day, 5-pack of them a day. And so, I mean, and then about 3 or 4 months of that, and then I felt that, I mean, that's a different kind of tobacco, no filter. And I would be on stage doing the set, and I'd be,
oh, yeah.
I'm like, I gotta quit. And, I quit, and that's when I quit for 7 years. And, I quit for a couple more years, I think.
It's like, 7's enough.
Yeah.
7's all right.
He added 7 more years to his life, so that he could take it all away later.
But they're asking what kind of music we listen to. Of course, Sontia Soul, which is on. You've got some stuff on Spotify.
She brought her guitar. Maybe she'll play something here.
Yeah.
I have an album on Spotify. I have a couple of songs on Spotify. I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, and I have your CD because you had a CD out at one time.
Yeah, and then I have physical CDs. Favorite bands, music you're listening to. Oh my God, I went old school here recently because I watched the new Transformers movie, and it started playing like De La Soul, and it took me back to like SWV and Boyz II Men and Babyface, and I went backwards for a little bit. I will come back and I'll listen to some new music eventually, and then I'll answer that question again. But yeah, I'm not listening to anything new. I went straight back to old school because I completely forgot.
We did artist roulette last night, which where every host picks a one of their favorite artists, and Just Alex had picked Bill Murray.
Okay.
Not Bill Murray. It's spelled different. It's all
yeah.
one word.
I was like, I didn't know he sang.
And it's the front man from Attack, which I don't know if you've heard of them, but I haven't. But that's what I read up on a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a one man project, kind of hip hop rock, and it's just really weird. It was a neat. I liked it.
Sweet.
James Barlow, he picked Yarta, not Sebastian Yarta. Sebastian Yarta is a Spanish singer, which there's nothing wrong with it, but I was like, what the fuck is James doing to me right now?
Wow.
And so I'm like, is this your pick? And he's like, yeah, go with it, but no. And I'm like, no, I mean, I got to know what they're saying.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I was going to say, when you said James said Yarta, I knew which Yarta you're talking about. This Gasconet, whatever. I don't know how you pronounce that. Says, I relate to that. Pink Floyd is my all-time favorite.
Sweet.
What do you like about Pink Floyd? What is your all-time favorite?
And then how do we say your name right? Like, put it in there phonetically so we don't just keep slaughtering. My name is Sontia, and people just slaughter it all.
I still do it, and I know
Sonia, Santi. Like, and there'll be times when people are literally looking at my name typed, and they'll still say it wrong. Like, they'll type it wrong back to me. I'm like, okay, that's enough. It's just sarcastic now.
My sister's name is Toretta. My dad's name was Terry. My mom's name is Annetta. So they got creative. Because that was the first one. They just named me, whatever.
Pull the name out of a hat.
Yeah, the Bible, of course. But
which Joshua? There's just one, I guess, in there.
I don't know which one.
I love progressive rock in general, but the lyrics for a lot of the songs speak to me. That makes sense. They really, especially the earlier stuff, come from a very insightful, possibly troubled time in their lives. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, like Gaston. Pronunciation is this. Oh, okay.
Where have you seen that?
He was my favorite character in Beauty and the Beast.
Is it on there?
And then they killed him because they're a bunch of jerks.
Gaston.
No.
So that's how you say the whole thing?
Shoots like Gaston.
I think the candlestick was mine.
Okay.
The candlestick?
Yeah, what was his name?
Labray.
Labray.
I thought it's not Labray. It was something. The candlestick
he
on
was
Beauty
French,
and the Beast.
wasn't he?
Yeah. Lemire.
He was made from a French artist, so they're yeah. I look like I got work glasses on when I put on my readers. Now, why don't you go ahead and grab your guitar, man, if you want to.
Okay.
And
you know what I didn't pull out was a pick? Oh.
You can crank out an old Sontia Soul. No, it's funny because
I hate being at that age where I have to make noise to get up.
Well, if you didn't do it verbally, everybody'd hear everything else popping. So crunching and popping, and so that's why when you hear an old person get up and they're going so you can't hear the knees and the bones in their body popping.
Oh my god!
So,
all right, I was just making sure.
So French last name, cool. Cool.
All right, let's try not to hit you on the knee here.
Oh, don't worry about it. I got two of them.
That's a terrible way. Just break it. Just break my knee.
Well, because symmetrically, most of your body, there's at least two of them. Most of your body.
Oh my goodness. I was talking or listening oh my god. I was at a talk today with this gentleman. His name was Seth Andrews.
Is that capo a shark or something?
Yeah, it's a shark capo.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
And he was talking about how people were created weird. That's just not. Oh, because I'm playing the wrong chord. I was like, why does my song sound wrong? Anyways.
I didn't write it that way.
Have I played Survivor for you guys before? I might have, I may not have.
I don't know.
But
for a while there, you were like on every other week. So.
Yeah, be like, okay, well, we're not doing anything on Wednesday. What are you doing? I was like, being on your podcast. Let's go. But it's been fun. I always have fun when I come hang out with you guys. It's like at different interviews and whatnot, you get a little bit nervous because it's, whatever. God knows when anybody's going to ask you. But
most people, when they leave here, they're not nervous anymore. They realize we're just a couple of guys that like to paint, and we love music, and we love all the other people that create stuff. And we don't care what you're creating. It can be freaking coffee and beard oils, and who else? We've had jewelers come in, and people that own startup of stores, and donuts, and oh my gosh, I could go on and on and on and on. We're still trying to bring more in, so we'll see where it goes.
I just looked at the time, so I have time to do like one song, it looks like.
It's not like we have a time limit. We just happen to stop at 7.
Okay. That's the definition of a time limit.
Is it 7 already?
Yeah, so I'm going to switch my song and do the other one.
It's
6:45.
we got 15 minutes.
This is called I Don't Trust It, and it's about not trusting things. Staring at the paper, my pen and writing, stirring up my feelings, cause I hate somebody. I don't trust it, no, I don't trust it, no, no, no. Heart is on the princess, burning up the bus. My mind's doing tricks for my guy said he wanted. I don't trust it, no, I don't trust it, no, 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 no. And it's at the church, he's staring us to hell. I can't really see what God is trying to live by. I don't trust it, no, I don't trust it, no, no, no. Staring at the paper, my pen and writing, stirring up my feelings, I ain't somebody. I don't trust it, no, I don't trust it, no, 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 no. Staring at the paper, no, I don't trust it. Heart is on the princess, no, I don't trust it. And it's on the TV, no, I don't trust it. No, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. No, 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 no. No, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. No, 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 no.
Sontia said Sontia, not Santa or San. I do have a friend who's Sanita, so it does Sanita or something like that. It does throw me off sometimes.
It's Sontia.
And I'll mix you between the two. And I've known both of you about the same time period. For a while there, I never got the names right. But yeah, so where's your next show?
Next show is going to be Thursday at Simply Sangria. I'm going to play a couple of songs during the Simply Poetry Night. And they got accredited world-winning famous wine.
That's that place on Cleveland that does the temporary opening places, right? Because it's like a grant for those places. Did you know that? Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it used to be this. Well, no, because back when they first opened, when they opened the other sides, there was this plant place there, and now they're gone.
Oh.
So what they do is they get these grants to help people to start up store. So it's like a startup.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not sure. It's switched a couple of times since, but I used to go there every Sunday with Rudy Love, and he'd be playing while I'd be doing artwork. I was doing portraits of people while they were sitting there, and I just hand it to them. Oh, wow,
okay.
That's cool.
What's that means? That sounds like Cleveland Corner.
Yeah, Cleveland, and that's what it is. That's the address.
Oh, okay.
I think.
No, they're right down the street from Cleveland Corner. Because Cleveland Corner is like right off of
First Street.
Yeah, First Street.
So
and this is a little bit. Yeah, this is a little bit down. It's more off of.
So I don't know what that place is then.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of nowhere, but it's like the coolest place. When you walk in, you're like, where did this even come from? Because it's all nice and classy, and like you hope you washed your butt when you go in there, so people don't look at you like this.
I know there's a bed and breakfast somewhere in that area too. I wonder if that's the old bed and breakfast there.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to drive by when I go home tonight and find out. I don't live too far from there at all. So
do the shuffle one more time.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to get by and see you. I haven't had a chance to see. Well, that's a lie because I had you live at one of my shows.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a chance to see you. So.
Oh,
we still need to play our song. We just haven't had the appropriate audience.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's going on, JC Taylor?
Yeah, I brought him up and said hi. I was pointing at them all. He said,
wash your butt. Wash your butt.
Wash.
Always wash your butt. You never know. It's kind of like put clean underwear on and wash your butt.
Yeah, that
Wear
Red
underwear.
Fox one. That Red Fox. Yeah, I don't know what I could say or not say, but that one, Red Fox, is talking about cleanliness.
Cleanliness.
It's
good.
I miss Red Fox so much. I was like 5 the first time that I heard Red Fox's like off-collar comedy.
Yeah.
Because I had known him from Sanford and Son. And so I saw his picture on the tape. And I was like, hey, I'm going to listen to this tape of Red Fox. And I was shocked. Yeah, I was like,
well, almost all comedians, if they're on TV and then you get something where they're not on TV.
Bob Saget.
Yeah. You know, and then you had a lot that, because HBO and stuff like that didn't have
Eddie Murphy Raw. I mean, now look, he's doing all the Disney movies.
Oh,
how many Disney movies has he been in?
Because what was that one time host, the big tall redheaded dude?
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, he was on like Chappelle or something like that.
He was a writer for Chappelle, I think.
But he actually got to do, as he got famous, he came back and he got to do one of his own stand-up. He was like, he looked at him and go, can I do my actual whatever? Because usually I don't get to do it. And I mean, he's just, and I'm just rolling because you're just not so, he was off the wall anyway. But boy, when he got to cut loose, he was really off the wall.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I think we're about close. We'll put some more finishing touches on our little homage to the Little Devil. I don't know if you remember the comic book Little Devil, but it was like Casper and Wendy.
The Little Devil grown up.
This is our weird warped version of him.
Yeah.
What kind of, when we started, it was about 4. This is, I think, our 4th installment on this one. I think maybe 5th.
I mean, he's super cool. I love Jesus, or I'd take him home. No.
You can't have. Think about it. You can't have one without the other.
That's true.
Love and marriage. Love and
marriage. So next one we'll do a little Jesus.
Let's do a little
baby Jesus. Baby Jesus.
Sell him together.
Baby Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say something very profound.
About the Little Devil?
No, maybe that's.
The connection between good and evil, the yin and yang.
Bad Omens. There we go. We'll just go with Bad Omens. You seen that one?
Yeah, I've watched part of it. It's still going on.
The first one was really good. I hadn't got into the second one too much.
Is this a show?
It's a
series.
A series.
Yeah, it's on. It's mainly on Amazon.
The gist of it is the first 2 angels, the devil, the demon, and the angel that was at Adam and Eve. And so they've been on Earth watching over everything, and they've all reporting to their powers, and trying to.
Because it's like the devil is the devil, Lucifer. Then the other one's like Michael or whatever, the Avenging Angel or something. I can't remember which one he is.
Man, Michael would be killing up people so hardcore.
It's 2 fairly famous comedians too.
Yeah, I didn't know
from the British stuff.
Yeah, they were
like
hilarious.
From the flying circus type stuff. And I don't know if they're from that, but
but through the years, they've been here since day one, according to the story, and so they've become friends, and they're just like they're the only ones that they can truly open up to who they are, so they can have a drink and play some chess and do all this stuff, and then finally it gets close to whatever they've been working for is coming, and they're like, well, let's just not do this, and then so they start trying to play the. It's like, no, we're doing it. I'm whooping all the evil's asses. I'm whooping all the good guys' asses. That's what they're reporting. And, it was the Antichrist was supposed to be coming back and there was like a mix-up in the. There was like three babies. Yeah, there was like three babies, and so the Antichrist was supposed to go to this family, and it got switched up, and so they've been following this family, and he wasn't the Antichrist, and so this other kid's over here not even getting washed, and he's turning into, and Cerberus, the evil hellhound, he goes finds him, and it gets into the second season gets a little different.
I only watched like the first 2 episodes and stopped.
Yeah, I mean the first season, because it builds that relationship, and you're like, what would you do? There's only one other person on this planet that truly knows who you are and what's going on, what you're really here for, and it kind of goes back to who would want to be immortal. It's like, I'm not suicidal, but I want to expire someday. I'm not praying for it yet or nothing, but. One day I'm looking forward to that because I don't have to pay taxes no more.
Yeah. I was going for 84, and then I was like, you know what? Just keep going as long as you can. Just keep going.
Oh, I feel as a proverbial or a divine smack in the face. I'll be George Burns and make it to like 100 and just be like
102 actually.
Over 100.
Or Betty Davis, who was about 98.
Yeah.
96.
Old Bob Barker checking out just under $1.
I still haven't reached the one number I thought I wasn't going to reach. That's 60, and that's next year. So I still got a few months to not make it.
I didn't think I'd make 25.
You have a couple months to make it.
Well, I also didn't think I was going to reach other things, but when I reached them.
Oh, yeah. The fact that I'm 40,
my mid-20s, I didn't think I'd get through there.
Yeah.
Then I did some real crazy
I didn't
stuff.
plan to get older, so now I'm just like, crap, now I gotta do stuff.
Why do my knees hurt? Why does my shoulder hurt? Oh yeah, I got a kickball injury that won't go away. Stephanie's like, come out. I'm like,
she was talking about that kickball. I played that first game. And I have not been back because my ankle hurt for a year after that. And every once in a while I tweak it.
Wow.
Well, regardless, I finally went to the VA to get everything checked out. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I just don't want to get surgery on my shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
Mom went, Medicare and had to get a new doctor. And so she feels like they won't keep her if they don't do. And so she had to go do a bunch of tests. And so now there's a bunch, I wouldn't say she was a perfect health, specimen of health at all, but she didn't have any of these problems. And now, they're talking all kinds of crazy talk. And it's like,
that's one thing my auntie has always taught me from I met her when she was my age, which is crazy. And now she's like 82, 84. And one thing that she never let anybody do is experiment on her. She'll fight her doctors now. Like, I don't think that's necessary. I want to talk to my primary doctor to see if this is even necessary. And then she'll look it up. And that's something that I think people just need to do is like, you have to, because I work in customer service and there are people that will just not even care and just jack you up. Yeah. And that's the same with doctors, lawyers. And
it's only been 200 years up until like 150, 200 years ago. We relied on it ourselves.
When it comes to medical stuff, you got to be
careful,
but I've also seen people get online and say, well, does this. And I'm like, well, it's got this side effect. And people need to understand side effects. Usually when they're showing them on there, it can be 1 per million people. And they're not even 100% sure that this medication did this to this person.
Of course.
But when they took it, they had some kind of reaction. It could have been brushed up against a sumac tree or something.
In all reality, our great-grandparents or great-great-grandparents probably had a remedy for it. That was more. One thing I seen was that, you get a headache and, what do they give you when you got a headache? Advil, Tylenol. Advil, Tylenol. But what is that? Does your body have a Advil, Tylenol deficiency? So you need the Advil No, usually when there's something wrong, like a headache, something hurts, you got a deficiency, or, sometimes it's an injury, but, you're deficient of iron or something, whatever it takes, whatever it is. So you need more iron, but you go get the Tylenol instead of the iron. So that's, I have no faith in a lot of things, especially the medical field.
I have a home remedy book somewhere in my house.
Yeah, I have one too. I haven't looked at it for a while. Apple cider vinegar will cure half everything.
Yeah, it's like
garlic.
The biggest thing that helps my shoulders outside of Tylenol. I stopped taking because I was taking handfuls, army crap. But the handfuls of aspirin, Tylenol. I started taking turmeric, which is a spice.
Yeah,
that's the best thing. I have to cycle off it every once in a while. I usually cycle off during the summer because that's when because it's warm and I can keep everything looser. Then I'll be going right back on it when it gets colder out because that's when it really hurts. Yeah,
loosey goosey. My shit gets real stiff.
Yeah,
changing weather. It just it used to not bother me, but now it's like phantom thumb. I'm like trying to do stuff with my thumb and
because I mowed my front yard last Sunday. I was going to mow my backyard too, but by the time I got done, my arms just were dead weight. So I was just like, and that's when I was like, okay, I blew off my last 3 or 4 VA appointments. I actually made this one.
Yeah.
So.
A few more things to wrap up here. Sontia, next time she's playing is September 21st at Simply Sangria.
Yeah.
It's Simply Poetry.
Yes, it'll be amazing.
Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 poets, and then of course musical poet Sontia Soul.
Yeah, that's me.
And then also check out Carl Dahmer. There is a Misfits visual arts tribute at the Wichita City Arts, which I don't know the times or how much it costs to get in or anything, but Kevin and I are going to try to catch it next weekend. He's going to be our guest.
There's never been cost before, so I don't assume there's going to be a cost this time.
I would check it out if cost is a factor before you go running off there and thinking, oh, Kevin said I could get in free.
I didn't say anything.
Who else can it?
Did the word free even come out? No, it did not. I said,
well, no, they
never
probably
been a cost before.
They
now
probably
they're going to charge because they heard from you.
Yeah, they'll probably. I said it. They'll be like, oh, that guy said it. He's a real dick. There's the dick now. Look at him. Get him. I imagine people with pitchforks chasing me down the street with torches and running me out of town.
Wicked Beauty and the Beast.
I just know that I just know I go in there probably once a month-ish, and they never charge me.
Yeah.
But I always walk in like I know what the hell I'm doing anyway, so most people don't.
They're like, I'm not stopping this big guy. He's gonna get us. Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna wrap.
And don't forget till the end of the month.
Donut hole. So I'll probably get this piece. I'll probably put the last little bit of finishing little touches on it, just a little couple more outlines and highlights, and I'll get it up there. And see if we can creepify anybody.
Yeah, that's gonna go quick.
Whenever
that's what we think sometimes, and then they don't. Then I get other stuff that'll go that we don't. So I quit trying to predict the outcomes. Yeah, I need to still get that Pinocchio one. I got the frame sitting there. I just have
Heather, thanks for coming on. Yeah, you're late, but hey, you get credit.
You get street credit.
Oh, you get credit, but you can go back and watch the whole thing. Santia plays a beautiful song. We finished up pretty much our little devil homage, and we're gonna.
We talked about Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Gaston.
Yeah.
Gaston.
I
all because of a name, because of his that person's name.
Yeah, we had a couple people tuning in from Twitch.
There was somebody here from Canada.
Yeah, that was Gaston.
I think the furthest we ever had, we had somebody from like the UK, didn't we, or something like that one time? Greece or something. I can't even remember.
Yeah, it was over across the pond.
I said I should get it because I'm the furthest ever.
But yeah, next week we got a guest, and we're gonna keep rolling, do new painting. Maybe we'll I don't know. It'd be. We've been
doing some old pop culture is what I call it.
Well, I was thinking paying like kind of homage to his style, but
who?
No, Carl's. Which I don't know what. I mean, it's line work, but I don't know what style you call it. I mean, metal. I mean, that's where you typically see his type
Yeah,
of
mainly the
artwork.
gore grind and the really brutal metal people that play.
All their albums, a
And
lot of
he's
line
in it,
works.
and he's in a. I guess he's got a new gore grind or what band out now. Because he used to be in another one. I won't name it right here.
Yeah, but check it out next week. He'll be giving us all the juicy details.
Juicy.
Yeah,
he's an
thanks for coming on.
Excellent artist.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys. It's
Yes.
always fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. No, thank you. No.
Even me.
I say
It just appeared a few years ago.